Welcome, Aquarius, to your July 2020 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time that you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below. Or if you are wanting to keep it out of the public forum, you can email me below as well, and I'll be happy to answer your question there. I do offer extended readings on this particular month, and I also do private readings as well. So all the details are below. Just email me and I'll explain how it all works via email. Now let's get into your July 2020 reading. Now this month you are starting out July having successfully completed something, and it's almost like you're moving to the next level in your personal lives or your careers in July. And there could be a promotion or a new position that's a little bit challenging, but it's promising as well. And it can reflect moving to a new home, to a new city. It's a card of enlightenment as well. And you're following your own evolution, and you've got complete clarity about the direction in which you're going next. And it's, this card is sort of saying it's providing you with an understanding about where it is you actually want to go, because you have successfully completed this and you're sort of on top of the world in July. I really feel like you're really on top of the world. And you've been sort of juggling your priorities, I think, as well. You have been really busy, and it can sort of say that in July you are sort of attempting to do too much at once, and you're having to balance your life, your family, your home, your work. And it could even mean that you might be getting a new source of income, because it's the Two of Pentacles and it does relate to work and money. You could be changing, attempting a career change in July, and this card kind of suggests that you should be holding off making that move until the situation has become a little bit more certain. So your financial situation has become a little bit more certain. But certainly in July, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, you've got the 1 and the 2 of Pentacles, and that's, the Ace of Pentacles is such a positive card, and it talks about this inflow of abundance from the universe that's quite unexpected often. And it can, we often think of abundance as referring to financial reward or gain, but that's not always the case with the Ace of Pentacles. It can be, gifts from heaven, and it can be in the form of money, or it can show up in your lives as assistance from other people that really are going to see you through a difficult time. Or, it can talk about a brilliant new idea, and it can be a person who can make introductions for you that will lead you to success through that sort of meeting with somebody else. But it's a really good indicator of career advancement or a business contract, and it can often even talk about improved health as well. Now you've got the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords has been showing up in many readings this month, and the King of Swords talks about getting a little bit of advice, and this could be that you are getting advice from another air sign, so that is another Gemini, an Aquarian, or a Libra. And this is going to be really helping you out if it is, but you also could be the one that is being asked to give advice, and this could be to a Capricorn. You've got the Devil card there that often does represent a Capricorn. This card will normally, the air sign, the King of Swords, I would normally read as a Gemini, but it's not really about the star signs. That's what I normally say. It's about the character of the person. So this person that perhaps is coming into your life is just a really brilliant, intelligent, highly effective intellectual person. They're a great communicator and they're really good at mediating any disputes that perhaps are happening between people. And they're quite a level-headed person, and they're very logical as well. And you can really rely on their information and their guidance very well, and they're a great help. Now, also, this person can be a bit of a hard taskmaster and can be a bit of a what's the word? Not someone who's very strict and that can actually speak about you as well. It can talk about sort of controlling leadership, and it can also talk about judging other people unfairly. So there could be a Capricorn in your life that you are judging unfairly, or someone that is perhaps being a little bit selfish as well, which is the negative side of this person. Now, there can also be an issue this month with addiction for you, or it can be that this person in your life is struggling from an addiction and you are having to give them some assistance as well. Now, you've got the Knight of Pentacles there, again another earth sign. This can relate to Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus, but also what the Knight of Pentacles talks about is that it's time to move on. And July can be that time where you are absolutely feeling that things have worked out really well, and all of the planning that you've been putting in place, particularly if it is in the area of a job or moving jobs or something like that, you've put a lot of planning in place, and now it's really time to take action and to make that move. And the Three of Cups there, the Three of Wands right beside it, you have planted those seeds, and now it's just time for you to sit back and allow yourself to watch them grow. Your ships will come in. This is another message of the Three of Wands there. Things are going to be growing and moving for you. But back to the Knight of Pentacles, you might potentially be traveling for business, but it can also talk about financial rewards coming into you. So there's quite a lot of you've got 3 pentacles in your reading. That is definitely talking about your finances, your money, what's happening there, and things are actually moving and going really, really well for you. Now, the Five of Wands, I'll just go into the Three of Wands actually a little bit more. So, as I was saying, the Three of Wands is where you have planted the seeds of your ideas, your plans, where you want to go in the future. And it's time now to actually pause and reflect on that. Things have been really encouraging for you and uplifting, and I really feel like very soon that old saying, your ships will come in. This is the time that this is going to be happening in July, and there's no need to wait for the arrival. So start planning for the next phase. They're coming in. You can feel safe to move on to that next area of planning and that next direction that your life is going in. Because as I said, you started out July with the world. You're on top of the world. You've completely successfully completed that. I'm feeling it is something to do with work, and you are now ready to move on to that new dream, that new horizon. And you're able to sort of, with the Three of Wands, you're able to step back and see that new horizon in front of you, and you're heading for it. Now, the Five of Wands is sometimes conflict in your life. Now, you can be suffering a little bit of conflict with others, and it can be work related. I'm feeling it can possibly be work related. And while this might seem to be a little bit challenging, and it's things sort of coming at you, the law of attraction can sometimes bring people into your life who can mirror unresolved issues that you've internalized. So for some reason, when this card comes out, it's a good time to review the possibility that the real difficulty that you're actually facing is coming from within. And you could be struggling, as I mentioned, with addiction. There could be something rearing its ugly head up again, and it's becoming a bit of an issue for you, and a bit of a challenge as well. Now, the devil is it's a card. It sort of can often make you feel trapped, but it's usually a situation of your own making, and it seems as though perhaps that your path is a little bit hidden and you can't find your way out and there's no way forward, but it's an illusion actually, and you're really stuck. You've kind of put yourself in that position, and freedom comes through changing your thoughts and changing your thoughts from pessimism to optimism, looking at things differently. And it can be challenging, and having addictions and dependencies that hold you back. But, this is a really important card because it gives you the insight about the challenges. It gives you insight about the challenges that are holding you back and that are that you're really facing. And this can be substance abuse for some of you, but not all addictions are substance abuse. They can be an addiction to a way of thinking, a way of being, gym, going to play sport and going to the gym. That can be an addiction as well. So that can be a place that some of you are feeling like you're in. But also, this card can refer to someone who's focused on material or worldly things. And it might be talking about excessive debt that you're in as well. So this month, you could be feeling challenged regarding this place that you're in. But it can also signify people who aren't taking responsibility for their own actions and choices. So you need to really take a look at whether these people in your life, perhaps this air sign, this other air sign, are sort of making you face things that perhaps you hadn't really realized were keeping you stuck. And in a sense, this does tie in with your Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels card, and that is spiritual growth, because often what happens when we are in the grips of an addiction or some sort of negative situation in our life, or a situation where there's conflict with others, it can help us to spiritually grow. And and these things come up in our life so we can spiritually grow. So I'm just going to read out the Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels card meaning. So you are going through a time of rapid spiritual growth. Enjoy the process. During this time, you may feel a mixture of many feelings: confusion, excitement, fear, and wonder. You love your renewed connection with the divine, and you wish you could read, study, learn, or meditate on a full-time basis. Simultaneously, though, you may worry about the implications that your spiritual studies will have on the rest of your life. What impact will your new spiritual pursuits have on your job, marriage, or friendships? These worries create a fear that may erode the enjoyment your spiritual studies bring you. Surrender these fears to God, dearest one. Trust that you are supported, loved, and guided each moment. Don't worry about how your future will blend with your spiritual growth. Trust that the same power that brought you to your spiritual path will also take care of everything else for you. After all, this power supports all of our planners in the sky. Sorry, I'll read that again. After all, this power supports all of the planets in the sky. It will surely support you perfectly too. And spiritual growth, that is whatever it is that brings you closer to that divine source. It happens for different people in different ways. So I feel like this month you will be moving in that direction and becoming more spiritual and going inside and learning from any sort of struggles or conflicts, both external and internal, that are really going to be helping you move on to that next journey, that next trip around the world. So have a wonderful month, Aquarius. Excuse me, it's Mercury retrograde, getting my words all tangled. Have a wonderful month. See you next month. Bye. Love you.